Can Raditz or the Cybermen take on the Narutoverse and win? First and foremost, they're going to be separate because together they automatically win. And secondly, they don't share the same power level. They have virtually the same power level with 300 points in Raditz's favor. Now, when it comes to the actual Narutoverse, I do believe that Raditz wins almost immediately, and I'll explain that in a second. But with the Cybermen, I think it's a little bit of a 50-50. And the reason being is that while they can start one-shotting a bunch of people based on their power levels alone, their biggest problem is that they're not intelligent. So Naruto having all kind of techniques that they do have, they will eventually run into that singular shinobi, not even a heavy hitter, that would frustrate them well enough to blow themselves up, let alone going up against Naruto, who could just make 1,000 clones, and then the Cybermen get frustrated to the point where they're like, you know what, let's just start going off, and hopefully this dude is gone. So I do believe that the Cybermen have a good 50-50 chance just purely based on a lack of intelligence. But Raditz, on the other hand, his is quite higher. I think he has a good 90% chance, with the other 10% being his own hubris. If Raditz was supposed to land on that planet and he wanted to take it over and he's not looking for Goku or somebody to join him, he essentially just has to fly around destroying places. He doesn't actually have to do anything because he just has that level of power. You're talking about somebody that's able to wipe out mountain ranges and cities and stuff like that casually, and he don't have to land or deal with anybody at all. And there's barely anybody within the Naruto verse that could fly up to kind of meet him head on. The problem is if he has too much hubris, too much ego, he essentially would land and get himself stuck because, again, there are enough techniques and other things that could frustrate him well enough that would potentially cause him to lose, especially if he, again, lands and he starts playing with his food. You essentially have this person who will create a problem for themselves because all you got to do is encounter that one person or that group of people who are well versed within fighting, within techniques, and so on, that's able to essentially frustrate him well enough to discover a weakness or to trap him in something or seal him in something or the other. And it's just a pure matter of having the right technique to knock him down. And it all has to do with the fact that Raditz is just that egotistic to the point where he might run that fade. Now, he could power through most anything that anybody could throw at him, especially the fact that he could destroy cities very casually. But the problem is his hubris. Hubris is something that is very well shown to be a lot of people's downfall in Dragon Ball. You see this with quite literally everybody, including Goku. When you act upon your ego thinking that you're bigger and better than everybody around you and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you let your guard down and bad things happen. And this is essentially what happened with Raditz. Goku and Piccolo's power level are virtually where the Naruto verse is sort of at. And if they are smart enough about what they're doing with their techniques, especially, they can take him out even without holding the tail. You add the tail in and it just creates a bigger problem. But I still put that at 10%. So that's my opinion on that. Tell me what you think. Till next time. Peace.